The Asian Games that will be held in Guangzhou, China is just about 5 months away, September to October period. India will be eyeing their best ever medal haul at the Asian Games 2022 this time around. But there is a major catch. India is going to be represented in all the disciplines that's there at the Asian Games, except for one sport. A sport that defines a billion Indians, and that is cricket. Yes, the Indian cricket team, men and women, will not participate in the 2022 Asian Games for two major factors. One, it is the timing, and second, the miscommunication that has happened between the IOA and the BCCI. It is because of those deadline pressures as well as the time that has ensured that India continues to avoid major events when it comes to cricket. It's just the ICC major tournaments that's there, but all these other events, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, maybe at this point in time, India's priority is not that, especially of the men. So what is the current scenario that is there when it comes to cricket in the Asian Games? And there is an even bigger story that is there in this, because India, neither the men's team or the women's team is represented in the Asian Games in 2022. Country, as far as concerned, India is concerned, they are there in every other discipline barring cricket. And the sad part is 2022 is a continuation of India snubbing the cricket tournament at the Asian Games. They have never participated, be it in 2010, be it in 2014 or now in 2022. Now, what is the main reason as to why India, the men and the women, are not participating in this edition of the Asian Games? Because you potentially squandered a gold medal chance or maybe a silver medal chance at max. That is the strength of the Indian cricket team at this point in time. The prime reason for India, the men's team, not participating in the Asian Games is the time. September 23 to October 8th, that is when the Asian Games are going to be held. Now, at that point in time, from August to September to October, India are gearing up for the ICC ODI World Cup. That World Cup will be played around mid-October, and before that, you're going to have a series against Australia. Immediately before that, if you look at it, August to September, Asia Cup. Where is the venue? We don't know. But the Asia Cup will eat up most of the time, and then the India versus Australia series. Immediately after that is the World Cup. How can the Indian men's cricket team slot their time in between that? The major issue why India has snubbed the Asian Games is because of the time. September 23 to October 8. Very close to World Cup time. India men's cricket team, as I mentioned, they'll be busy with Asia Cup, Australia series and World Cup. At the same time, you may argue why the women's team are not participating. Because the women's team will be playing against South Africa and New Zealand in that period, September and October. That's another major blow for them. So, because of the time, September to October, the India men's cricket team anyway will not be able to participate. You can argue they can send a B team or a C team, but that isn't the priority at this point in time. The BCCI, wherever they want to participate, the main aim is they want to send their best team. But unfortunately, even with backup teams at their helm, they now want to manage the players' workload in a big way. There have been instances where two different India teams have played in different series. Remember, India versus Sri Lanka, that happened in 2021. At the same time, India were playing in England with a core strength team. That is the problem. But what is the main problem apart from the time? Communication. BCCI had said that they got the IOA mail invitation one day before the deadline. You had to submit a deadline of the teams that are going to participate by maybe by March or February. February or March, you had to submit all the teams that are participating in the Asiad to the Asian Games Organizing Committee. But that didn't happen because they reckon that the IOA gave them the mail invitation just one day prior to the deadline. And one more important thing that the organizing committee may have overlooked. The BCCI plans their futures tours program well in advance. So, when they had already finalized the FTP, when they sent the mail, it was of no use. IOA reckoned in an interview with the Indian Express, they said that we gave them 3 to 4 reminders, but no one came back to them. But the BCCI says they got the IOA mail only 1 day before the deadline. Who's telling the truth? We really don't know at this point in time. But the broader issue is the logistics. We know that the BCCI finalizes the FTP months in advance. So you know what is going to happen in each and every month. So there is no window for the Asian Games participation at all in this period. That is why right from the very beginning, whatever hopes were that the Indian cricket team will participate in the Asian Games, that got eliminated immediately because of the FTP. But if you look at the history of cricket and all these major events, I'm including the CWG, I'm including the Olympics, I'm including the Asian Games. Cricket was first part of the Olympics in 1900 in Paris. Incidentally, it was just played between 2 teams, England and France. That too, it wasn't a proper England or a France team that was there. It was just a representational team. It was included in the CWG Games in Kuala Lumpur in 1998. And also in the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games, the women's team participated. In the Asian Games 2010 and 2014, in Guangzhou and Incheon, cricket was part of that. What has been the success of the Asian Games so far when it comes to cricket? Bangladesh. When you look at the men's team, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in 2010 and 2014, they won the gold medals by beating Afghanistan in both the editions. When it comes to the women's team, Pakistan have won both the Asian Games that were held in 2010 and 2014. India never participated, neither the men, neither the women, because the FTP was such that India men's team were always occupied for all the 12 months of the year. The women's team, surprisingly from 2010 to 2016, they didn't participate in many events, but they didn't go to the Asian Games. That is a major, major problem. But the broader picture I had stated, what is the broader picture at stake? Cricket's re-inclusion in the Olympics for 2028. Because they were pushing for the fact that, okay, why can't cricket be included in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics? Maybe there is a high chance, if not Los Angeles, then maybe the 2032 Olympics in Brisbane. Why can't cricket be re-included in that? Because apart from 2028, also 2032 Brisbane, because it is the onus lies with the organizing committee of Brisbane, whether they want to include a game that will draw plenty of fans. Maybe cricket can fit in, but on the sidelines later this year, IOC session is going to take place in Mumbai, and in that meeting that will be held in Mumbai, cricket's inclusion in future Olympics will be decided. But India's attitude towards the Asian Games itself suggests that, okay, maybe we don't want to give that much importance to the Asian Games. Because if you look at it, where are the events that India wins most of the medals? Commonwealth Games. India went into the Commonwealth Games, missed the gold medal by 9 runs. They would want to participate in that. But in an alien country, unfortunately, they would not want to do that. You won't get the viewership. Numbers may not be high. In China in particular, you may not want to do it. So that is why India decided to pull out of the Asian Games when it comes to cricket. And that is the main reason. Snubbing the Asian Games but want inclusion in the Olympics. Is it a fair assessment? Maybe, maybe not. But at the same time, one has to understand that if you snub the Asian Games, maybe you won't get a chance in the Olympics also, because there are 3 major events: Olympics, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games. Asian Games much more superior because CWG, unfortunately, there are a lot of nations that do not rank up in the medal tally that much. But for India, it's a catch-22 for them. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.